having a great day. So in this video, I'm going to be working on several different DIY projects for Valentine's Day using mostly items I've picked up at Dollar Tree, and I'll share a few different ideas for some of them as well. So that's what I'm working on in this video. Let's get started. For the first idea, I'm using this Valentine's Day box that I picked up at Dollar Tree. I believe it's supposed to look like the stacked books that are so popular right now. And I am going to try to figure out how to put a hole in the top of it to insert a jar. And it had some sort of glue gunked up on the front. I didn't notice that in the store. I definitely would have picked a different one, but I was able to get that off eventually just by using a wet rag. So I'm just going to start by drilling a hole into the top and trying to figure out how to make it big enough for my jar. After I had the initial hole cut out in the top of the box, I was hoping I could cut through the material to make the hole bigger, and while it was working with these little wire cutters or wire snips, it was making it very jagged and kind of chewed up the edges, and so that's not what I wanted. And so I just traced my jar and went and got my jigsaw to cut out the hole. After I had the hole cut to the correct size, I just used a piece of sandpaper to smooth out the edges and kind of get rid of that excess paper that was hanging on. And while it's not perfect, I think it's going to be pretty in the end. To kind of hide the imperfections of my hole cut out, I just hot glued some jute twine around the edge of the jar. The next thing I did was place the bow back onto the box, and I could see this being used for little treasures or treats or something like that, but I really made it to use for flowers. So I am going to try out some faux flowers in my jar and see how that looks. And because I did use a jar, you could also use fresh flowers as well, but I'm going to use faux flowers for this one. Next idea that I had was using one of those similar boxes and creating kind of a secret hideaway for treasures. So I'm just going to remove the packaging and then work on removing the back of the box. I started by using one of my Cricut tools to go around the edge of the backing. I was trying to get it off in one piece, but that didn't happen. It ended up breaking in half, which is fine. I just traced it onto some poster board, and that's what will be the new backing for my little box. after I had my poster board cut to the size that I needed, I had these little hinges that I wanted to add to the box, and then I'm going to also attach it to the poster board and turn it into a door. So I just use that same Cricut tool to kind of separate the layers so that I can tuck the hinge down inside, and I will just use a little bit of hot glue to secure it in place. Thing I did was just add a little hot glue to the hinges and attach them to the poster board, and now I have my door. So I wanted to add a handle, so I just used the same tool to cut a slit through the poster board, and then I tucked the jute twine through that hole with the same tool as well, and then I just tied a large knot, used a little bit of hot glue, and it will be secure in place. So I have my handle on my little secret door to my little treasure box. Instead of poster board, I could have easily used cardboard or the back off of the box if I could have got it off in one piece, which I wasn't able to do. I just had poster board sitting nearby, so that's what I chose to use. And looking at the video, I wish I would have dressed it up further and wrapped it in contact paper or something, but that's okay. If I did it again, I would definitely change how the back looks, but I think it's kind of a fun project anyway. To dress up the front of my box, I'm making a simple single loop bow out of some pink burlap ribbon that I also purchased at Dollar Tree. I'm just going to cut the ends at an angle and attach it to the box with a little bit of hot glue. And then I'm also going to use the ribbon that actually came on the box, tie a similar bow and attach it as well. I think it would be pretty on top of a dresser, tucked into a bookshelf, used as a riser in several different areas around the home for Valentine's Day, and it has that secret compartment, which is kind of fun as well. And using that same ribbon, I tied a simple bow around this candle holder that I also purchased at Dollar Tree. I thought this would be a perfect match with that box that I just worked on. And so I'm just going to tie a simple bow on it, add a candle, and place it on top of the box. And I think they go really pretty together. Next thing I worked on was something I had actually been searching for, and that's a pretty decorative match container. I had been looking online. The ones that I did come across were quite expensive. Some of them were over $30. I knew I could come up with something much cheaper than that, and I came across these pretty round jars at Dollar Tree. So I just put matches inside, cut a piece of striker off of the matchbox, tucked that inside the lid, and they have been working out perfectly. Came across these little mason jars with handles at Dollar Tree. Some of them had a shaker style lid and some were solid. I chose a solid one. I put matches inside and then put the striker inside the lid, and I think this one is a cute little option as well. dress up my jars, I chose to use a pink and white twine to just tie a simple bow around the lid of the little round jar. And then for the little mason jar, I just added a glittery heart. It came in a package at Dollar Tree with pink and red glittered hearts in different sizes. I just picked one out and hot glued it to the top of the lid. Idea I had, I'm using another one of those small round jars and a glass candlestick. I started by removing the label off of the jar, and then I'm going to attach it to the candlestick using a little bit of hot glue. And I think this is going to be a really fun little candy jar for Valentine's Day. I think this would be even prettier with the little Valentine conversation heart candy, but I had peppermints on hand, so I chose to use that for now. And I'm just going to tie a simple single loop bow around the lid of the jar using a pretty red gingham print ribbon. And then I'm going to add a little puffy heart that I purchased at Dollar Tree last year. I'm not sure if it's available this year or not. And I'm just going to hot glue one of those to the center of the bow. And I think this is just a fun little accent for Valentine's Day, but it could be used any time of the year. I also found this pretty glass vase at Dollar Tree covered in tiny hearts, and so I wanted to use it for some fresh flowers. So I purchased a bouquet of fresh flowers when I was at Walmart for under $5, and I think it's just a fun little addition for Valentine's Day. I think you could mix and match some of these ideas for a fun Valentine's Day gift basket, and I will have a few more ideas at the end of the video as well. The next thing I'm working on is using some of these decorative jars that I purchased at Dollar Tree. I purchased 2 of the pink and 1 of the green. They also had them in clear and purple, but I thought the 2 pink would be really pretty in my bathroom, so I am putting body wash in one of the jars and Epsom salts in the other. And because the jars do have small openings, I just made a paper funnel to add the Epsom salts into the jar. And for the green jar, I chose to use it as a vase. I usually put all of the fresh flowers in the kitchen because we spend a lot of time in there, but I spend a lot of time at my desk as well, and I thought it would be fun to have a small, simple vase at my desk where I could enjoy some flowers as well. And wouldn't these be pretty lined up on a table with different colors or a windowsill? And also, as a budget-friendly gift idea, if you had several people you wanted to give flowers to, these make a really pretty vase, and you could definitely separate a bouquet of flowers into several of them for different gifts. So there's a budget-friendly tip for you. And like I said, I think you could mix and match a few of these ideas and make a fun gift basket. I hope you enjoyed this video, maybe got some inspiration and ideas from it. If you did, please like this video and don't forget to subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day, and thanks for watching.